Welcome to episode 3. I'm Gabriel.
And I'm Svelenia.
You know, we spend so much of our time looking at these amazing, just incredible renderings of future cities.
Oh, yeah. The glossy pictures.
Exactly. The skyscrapers in Dubai, the mirror walls of the line in NEOM. We are obsessed with the shell, the part that glitters. But today, I kind of want to go into the dark.
Into the dark?
Yeah, I want to go inside the walls, under the floors, because you can have the most advanced AI-driven skyscraper ever, but if the water doesn't get to the penthouse, and maybe more importantly, if the waste doesn't get out of the penthouse, you don't have a building. You have a very expensive, very smelly sculpture.
That's a vivid picture, but you're absolutely right. Infrastructure is the silent partner. It's the veins and arteries of it all.
Right.
And today, that's our mission. We're doing a deep dive into Pipe Plus, a division of the eternal group of industries, to look at that exact invisible layer.
And before you tune out because you think, ugh, plumbing, stick with us. This is not just about plastic tubes. This is really a business case study.
It is.
We're looking at how established industrial players are pivoting to support the huge construction demands of Saudi Arabia's Vision 2030.
And the context here is, well, it's everything. We're analyzing this through the lens of Arabia2030.co.
Right.
As we've mentioned before, it's really the premier gateway for introducing reputable global companies like Pipe Plus into the kingdom. It connects outside skill with that massive internal demand.
It's the bridge.
Yes.
Exactly. So if you're listening and thinking, hey, my company could support these gigaprojects, or you're on the other side looking for these solutions, you can actually send your requirements or even request a meeting via the link in our description at Arabia2030.co. It's a resource you should be using.
Definitely.
But okay, let's unpack Pipe Plus. Who are they? Because they didn't just start out making pipes, did they?
No, not at all. And that's where the origin story gets really interesting. Pipe Plus is part of the eternal group of industries, EGI.
Based in Pakistan, right?
That's right. They've been in the game since about 2003, but for a long, long time, their model was purely distribution.
So they were middlemen. Buying from a factory, selling to a builder.
Correct. Trading in building and construction materials. And honestly, that's a comfortable business. You don't have the factory overhead. You don't worry about raw materials. You just move boxes.
So why change? Why take on all that extra headache of manufacturing?
They hit what I'd call the distributor's ceiling. They realized if they stayed as distributors, they had zero control over two things that really matter: quality and price.
Oh, okay.
If their supplier had a bad run, EGI looked bad. If the supplier raised prices, EGI had to either eat the cost or lose the customer.
It's the classic make versus buy decision.
Precisely. They wanted to secure a first-mover advantage. So they made this huge pivot. They went from traders to manufacturers and set up a state-of-the-art facility in Lahore.
That is a bold move.
Yeah.
It's one thing to sell a pipe. It's a whole other thing to, buy the machinery and run a factory.
The whole philosophy was, we want to provide quality solutions at affordable prices. And the only way to guarantee both is to own the production.
You cut out the middleman.
Even if the middleman used to be you.
I love that. So they set up this factory. Let's talk about the hardware. What is actually, rolling off the assembly line? It's not just one kind of tube, is it?
No, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all situation. From the technical data, there are really two titans in their product line.
Okay, introducing me to the titans.
First up, you've got PPRC. That stands for polypropylene random copolymer.
Random copolymer. That sounds like a sci-fi band name. What does random actually mean for a pipe?
It refers to how the molecule chains are arranged in the plastic. Without getting too deep into the chemistry, that random structure gives it incredible strength and, really importantly, high resistance to temperature changes.
So it doesn't crack when you run hot or cold water through it.
Exactly. PPRC is your go-to for water supply. Hot, cold, even underfloor heating. Pipe Plus makes them in green and gray.
Is there a functional difference? Or is it just aesthetics?
No, not really. It's mostly just for color coding systems. The real magic isn't the color, it's the surface. The key feature is high hygiene because the internal surface is so incredibly smooth.
Why does smooth matter? Who cares what the inside of a pipe looks like?
Bacteria care. If a pipe is rough, even microscopically, things get caught. Sediment builds up. Biofilm, which is a nice word for slime, starts to grow. A smooth surface gives bacteria nothing to hold on to.
Okay, that makes sense for hygiene. But you mentioned something about energy. How on earth does a smooth pipe save energy?
Friction. Think about it. If you're pumping water up to the 50th floor of a tower in Riyadh, gravity is working against you.
Right.
but so is friction. A rough pipe creates drag. The pumps have to work harder, use more electricity, just to move the same amount of water.
So a smoother pipe means the pump can take it easy.
Basically, yeah. It ensures a high flow rate. And over the 50-year life of a building, the energy saved from lower friction is, well, it's significant. It's a green feature nobody ever talks about.
Wow. I never would have made that connection. Okay, so PPRC is for the clean water. What's the second Titan?
The second is UPVC, unplasticized polyvinyl chloride. This is the workhorse for the stuff you want to, well, go away.
The outpipe.
The outpipe, exactly. Soil, waste, and vent systems. Your drainage.
Unplasticized. Why that word? What does it mean?
It means it's rigid, hard. Regular PVC can be flexible like a garden hose. You want your sewage pipes to hold their shape, right? Not sag under the weight of concrete.
That makes a lot of sense. And I assume they have to be chemically tough, too.
Extremely. Drains handle all sorts of things. Cleaning chemicals, waste. UPVC is designed to resist all of it. It doesn't corrode.
So we have PPRC for water in, UPVC for waste out. But here's the thing that really got me, the lifespan. I saw a number in their specs that was just, wow.
You're probably talking about the 50 years or more figure for the PPRC.
50 years. I mean, think about that. Interior design trends last maybe 5 years. A building's facade might get redone in 20. But these pipes are designed to outlast the career of the person who designed the building.
That's the whole point of infrastructure. It has to be permanent. Maintenance on pipes usually means demolition. You have to break open a wall. So the real goal is install and forget.
And there's a sustainability angle here, too, which they really push. Because these are plastics, right?
Right, and people often worry about that. But both PTRC and UPVC are thermoplastics. That means they're recyclable. At the end of that 50-year life, the material can be reclaimed and used again.
So they conserve water because they don't leak, they save energy from less friction, and the material itself is recyclable.
Correct. It fits perfectly into that sustainable development story that's so central to Vision 2030.
Okay, but let's play devil's advocate for a second. If I'm a project manager for the line, building a literal mega city, I have to know this stuff won't burst. How do we know Pipe Plus is legit?
And that is the trust factor. In this business, trust isn't built on a handshake, it's built on standards.
All right, hit me with the alphabet soup.
For the PPRC, they conform to the European standard DIN 877 and 8078.
German standard?
The gold standard, basically. And also ISO 15874. These aren't just random numbers. They define exactly how much pressure a pipe has to take, how it reacts to heat over thousands of hours. It's proof.
And for the UPVC drainage pipes?
British standards, BS 4514, BS 4660, and some ISO and ASTM standards as well.
Okay, I get it. It's good to know they're manufacturing to international benchmarks. But paperwork is one thing. Can they actually deliver the volume?
That's the capacity question. And yeah, we have some numbers there too. Look at the stats on their resume.
I have it here. Over 700 satisfied customers, 20 years of experience, 34 kilometers of pipe installed.
But the number that really says it all about their industrial capacity is 6,000 metric tons.
Is that a lot?
For a regional manufacturer, yes, that's a decent capacity. It means they're not a small shop. They're an industrial engine. They can handle the kind of volume a megaproject needs.
And they name-drop some huge projects in Pakistan to prove it.
They do. They mention Diriyah Town, Karachi, and DHA City.
For our listeners, what is Diriyah Town?
It's massive. It's basically a privately built city on the edge of Karachi. We're talking infrastructure for hundreds of thousands of people.
So if you can supply the plumbing for something on that scale, you've passed the stress test.
You've passed the stress test. You've proven you can handle logistics, consistency, and you won't be the bottleneck in a construction schedule. That's the kind of resume that gets you a meeting in Riyadh.
But there's a service layer too, right? It's not just, here's your pipe, good luck.
Right. They offer what they call expert site visits. And this is crucial. They don't just sell you the pipe. They come to the site to monitor the pressure testing.
Explain what that is. Why is it so important?
So you've just installed all the pipes in a new building, but the walls are still open. Before you cover everything up, you cap the ends, fill the system with water, and pump the pressure way up.
You're just trying to make it leak.
You're trying to find the weak link now. Maybe a joint wasn't glued right. You find that before the expensive marble goes on the wall, Pipe Plus sends their own people to watch that test.
That's serious peace of mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're big in Pakistan. They've got the factory, the standards, the track record. But this whole deep dive is about the pivot. Why are we talking about them in the context of Arabia 2030?
This is where we look at their future strategy. We analyzed a transcript from the Saudi Launchpad Online Expo 2025, and their message was crystal clear. They are looking outward.
They're explicitly targeting the kingdom.
They see the construction boom in Saudi Arabia as the next big frontier. They specifically mentioned interest in projects like NEOM City and Rexy Global, which we think almost certainly means Red Sea Global.
I mean, those are the crown jewels of Vision 2030. These are projects that require millions of tons of material.
And Pipe Plus is making the argument that they are a perfect supply partner. They're calling themselves an export-oriented company. But here's the key part. They aren't just looking for a sale. They are looking for partners.
What does that mean? What are they asking for?
They are actively looking for distributors and agents inside Saudi Arabia, people on the ground who can pitch their brand to the local market.
That's smart. It's like saying, we know how to make great pipes, but we don't know the local neighborhood.
Exactly. And to build that trust, they offered an open invitation. They said potential agents are welcome to come visit their factory in Pakistan, see the machines, verify the quality for yourself.
That's a confident move. It says, we have absolutely nothing to hide.
And it leverages geography, too. Sourcing from Pakistan for Saudi Arabia just makes logistical sense.
Right.
Shipping times from Karachi to Jeddah are much shorter than from, say, East Asia.
So they're leveraging their corporate backbone, their experience, and their location to pitch themselves as this reliable, nearby alternative.
Precisely. They're saying, we are right next door, we have European standards, and we have the capacity.
So let's bring it back to the end user, the builder. What does this mean for them?
Well, Pipe Plus really emphasizes their customer-centric approach, and they talk a lot about customization.
Customization.
Yeah.
In pipes. I thought a pipe was just a pipe.
Not always. Maybe you need a specific type of fitting, or you need delivery scheduled in a very precise way to match construction phases. They're saying they offer tailored solutions, not just products off a shelf.
And they're accessible, too. I saw they have WhatsApp chat support, hotlines. That's very modern.
It's vital. If a plumber on site have a question, you need an answer now, not in 3 days. But they also spend time on education. In their FAQs, they tackle the big debate. Metal versus plastic.
The classic battle. The old school guys love their metal pipes. What's the argument for plastic?
They boil it down to 3 things: cost, weight, and chemistry.
Okay, cost is easy. Plastic's cheaper.
Right. But weight is huge for labor costs. Steel is heavy. Getting it up 30 floors takes a crane and a lot of manpower. PPRC is lightweight. One person can carry a bundle. That speeds up installation like you wouldn't believe.
And the chemistry.
Metal rusts, it corrodes, it leaves stains in your sink. PPRC is inert. It doesn't react with the water, so you get better water quality for longer.
But they do have a warning, don't they? I saw something specific about installation.
Yes. The big warning is about the human factor, they say very clearly. Hire a qualified plumber.
Why? Is it hard to install?
It's just different. You don't screw these pipes together. You use heat fusion. You basically melt the ends slightly to create a seamless bond. If you get that wrong, the joint will fail.
So it requires skill. Don't DIY the plumbing for a skyscraper.
Please don't. The product is only as good as the installation.
So to pull this all together, we have a company, Eternal Group, who saw a gap in the market. They switched from buying to making, built a huge manufacturing base, proved themselves with massive domestic projects.
And now they're looking at the map. They see the explosion of development in Saudi Arabia, and they're pivoting again to become a regional exporter.
That's the story right there. Pipe Plus represents a mature industrial player using their track record in international standards to bridge into the Saudi Vision 2030 ecosystem.
And it really shows the ripple effect of Vision 2030. It's not just changing Saudi Arabia. It's maturing the industrial base of the whole region. It's forcing companies everywhere to step up their game.
It really makes you think. When we see those renderings of NEOM, we never look at them and say, wow, look at the sewage capacity.
We never do. It's not the sexy part.
But the success of a city like that relies completely on the quality of things we never, ever see. The stuff inside the walls. If the pipes fail, the entire vision fails.
That is the absolute reality. The future is built on the reliability of components just like these.
It's a fascinating look at the nuts and bolts, or I guess the pipes and fittings, of how a vision becomes a reality.
And if you're listening and you are in that world of construction or supply chain, and you want to be part of this infrastructure boom,
I know where this is going.
You know the drill. If you want to connect with players like Pipe Plus, or navigate this massive market,
you must contact the team at contact@arabia2030.co to start your journey in the kingdom.
That is the place to start.
Thanks for diving deep with us today. Next time you turn on a tap, just take a second to appreciate the 50 years of engineering that went into it.
Indeed. Until next time.
See you then.